Welcome back, folks. Today, we have some alarming news to discuss. Brace yourselves for the collapse of Silicon Valley Bank, the second biggest bank collapse in U.S. history. It's time to dive deep into what led to this catastrophe and what it means for all of us. So grab a seat and get ready to uncover the truth behind this financial disaster. The collapse of Silicon Valley Bank, the next big crash. Now, we've all heard about the recent bank crash that shook the industry. It was a rough week for banks as a series of events unfolded, leaving us all in a state of panic. People rushed to withdraw their money, fearing the worst. But here's the scariest part, that may just be the beginning. You see, Silicon Valley Bank's collapse is nothing compared to what's coming. It's predicted to be at least as bad as the financial crisis of 2008 to 2009. And the reason for this impending disaster that no one seems to be talking about is commercial real estate. In this video, we'll explain what might cause the next crash and what it means for you and me. Unfortunately, the ones who will suffer massive losses are the people who have invested too much. Commercial real estate, the hidden danger. But before we delve into the details, let's first understand the role of the Federal Reserve, or the Federal. Meet Jerome Powell, the leader of the Federal. The Fed controls the cost of money, which determines inflation rates and interest rates. With inflation at an all-time high, the Fed started aggressively raising interest rates to curb spending. The idea is that when rates go up, people spend less, and theoretically, inflation decreases. However, there are some side effects, and they're not good. Asset prices, such as real estate, tend to fall rapidly. In fact, experts believe that commercial real estate prices could plummet by as much as 40%. Imagine investing $1 and waking up to find it worth only 60 cents overnight. This rapid decline is causing small and medium banks to run out of money. Hundreds of banks have failed their deposit minimums for the 19th straight week. The rush to big banks. Naturally, people like you and me start thinking, let's go to the big banks, the government will bail them out. While Jerome Powell of the Fed assures us that everything is under control, the real winner in this situation is actually Jamie Dimon, the CEO of JP Chase. Remember the phrase, too big to fail? Well, JP Morgan is one of the winners in this scenario. But here's the catch, when everyone flocks to big banks, the market becomes riskier. Why? Because fewer banks hold all the cash. And do you remember what happened last time? Yes, the 2008 financial crisis. The money supply dries up, and people seek safety. Big banks extend more loans with higher interest rates, exacerbating the problem. But you might be thinking, it's not a big deal, we still have 60% left. Well, in 2008, the housing market fell by 20%. Experts predict that 2023 to 2025 could be twice as bad as 2008. The significance of commercial real estate. Now, let's dig deeper into why commercial real estate is crucial in this situation. Commercial real estate encompasses properties used for business purposes, such as offices, industrial units, and rentals. It's a massive sector, valued at $20 trillion globally, with over $1 trillion in the United States alone. We're talking about potential enormous losses. So, how does this affect regular folks like you and me? Well, here's where it gets interesting. The majority of commercial real estate loans, 70 to 80%, come from small and medium banks, the same banks that are currently experiencing runs. The problem is that commercial real estate loans are not easily liquidated. If these loans start getting marked down by 40%, a mass liquidation event could occur, leading to bankruptcies. Shadow banks, the silent danger. Now, let's talk about shadow banks. These are entities that engage in bank-like activities, such as lending, but operate outside the traditional banking sector. Many attribute the 2008 crisis to shadow banks. And guess who's holding most of the commercial debt? BlackRock, the world's largest asset manager. Cracks are beginning to show, as BlackRock and Blackstone have halted people from withdrawing money from their commercial loan funds. You might be thinking, so what if BlackRock or Blackstone go broke? They should bear the losses if they take risks, right? Well, here's the twist, the bag doesn't belong to them, it belongs to us. Yes, that's right. We all indirectly invest in commercial real estate through stocks, bonds, mutual funds, and pension funds. And who owns these pension funds and mutual funds? We do. Companies like Vanguard, Charles Schwab, and Morgan Stanley, which are owned by regular people like you and me. Systemic risk, the house of cards. This hidden truth is like a house of cards waiting to collapse, and nobody is telling us about it. In finance, there's a concept called systemic risk, a risk so significant that it could bring down the entire system. It's like cancer in your body, slowly eating away at you. But in this case, the banks didn't provide us with a warning label. Now, let's explore why this crisis is unfolding so quickly. It all started with one thing, the pandemic. COVID-19 accelerated the work-from-home trend. In 2018, less than 6% of people worked remotely, but now, a staggering 26% do. Vacancies are increasing, and properties remain empty. Walk through any retail store, visit a shopping mall, or explore a warehouse district, and you'll witness vacancy signs everywhere. Commercial real estate is the canary in the coal mine, signaling a looming disaster. The impending crisis. So why don't we convert these vacant properties into condos or Amazon warehouses? Well, it's not that simple. Converting them is costly, and living in an office tower isn't exactly cozy. Real estate has hit a dead end, and it's happening rapidly. Just like the day Lehman Brothers fell on September 15, 2008, sparking the recession, we're witnessing the commercial real estate market deteriorate at a rapid pace. Watch out for the signs, more failures in shadow banks, more lockups preventing people from accessing their funds, and more distressed sales of office buildings at 40% discounts. We better buckle up, because this market crash will make an episode of Succession look boring. Stay informed, stay prepared. Thank you for joining us today and taking the time to understand the upcoming commercial real estate crisis. Remember, knowledge is power, and being aware of the risks can help you make informed decisions. Stay tuned for more updates, and until next time, stay informed and stay prepared.